Good morning, YouTube. Today I want to talk to you guys about recognizing when someone is in your life for a good time, not a long time. And this could be a wide range of circumstances that can occur. Well, let's just say, I'm going to give you an example of hanging out with the wrong crowd, for instance. What's your reasoning for even befriending certain individuals, right? Could it be popularity? Could you also have things in common? It could be a wide range of things that you might find yourself wanting to befriend someone or have them as an associate. Typically, teenagers, they don't look at the brighter side of things because they're just living in the moment. They're not looking at the long-term ramifications of the situation. And it could come back to bite them. Let's just say, for instance, I can give you an example of a young boy hanging out with the wrong crowd, participating in like criminalistic activities. Hell, maybe even participating in doing drug-related activities. Might have his whole future ahead of him, but he's hanging out with this particular crowd because he figures they're cool. They the cool kids. So he doesn't recognize that the group he's hanging around or the individual he might be hanging around with might be detrimental to his future. Well, he thinks if he starts to do drugs to fit in, then they'll like him and accept him. They won't look at him like he's a lame. Or the black sheep, some might call it. So what happens? These children he's hanging out with, or you, I'm speaking to you, the other kids might be self-regulated, meaning they don't really take it that serious with the drugs. But once you get a piece of it, you can't get enough of it, right? And your whole life down spirals. This becomes an addiction for you. Now, you could have been the kind of kid that had a good upbringing, had everything going for you on track. And all because you start hanging out with these people that was a bad influence on you. Now all of a sudden, things begin to down spiral for you. That's just one example. Another example could be dating the wrong person. Right? Man or woman. You're dating somebody. This could be an adolescent. This can be, you could be an adolescent or an adult. You're dating someone. You're attracted to this person for all the wrong reasons. And you end up having a child with them. Now, for most people, and a lot of other individuals that I've heard will say, like, they make it seem like life is completely over with for you once you have a kid with somebody. That's not necessarily the truth. You can bounce back from it. Can it be difficult? Yeah. It maybe take a lot of work though. Because what you fail to realize and what you're not paying attention to when you make these mistakes and not vetting these people correctly, you gotta look at the characteristics of the person you have in that child with. And when I say that, let's say either party, man or woman, doesn't want to be with each other, either or. well, that other person can try to make your life a living hell. You didn't see that coming. So, would you be an ideal candidate for someone else that got they stuff together? It'll be kind of rough. And I know this is hard for a lot of people to accept. You're wondering why you're upset that no one wants to date you, but you got to look at your circumstances. When things go south in a situation like that, under those circumstances, a lot of people are not looking for them dramatic experiences to follow. They're just not. They're not. You can't be mad at them for that. That's not fair to them either. So while you date this individual that potentially is on a warpath to ruin your life, you wasn't looking at it as a long-term dating strategy. You was looking at that as a short-term dating strategy. You know why? Because as you got older, you realized you made a big mistake. And yes, that can mess with your self-esteem. That can mess with your psychology, your mental state, your spirit, everything. You can. But you can get past it. Like I said before, it can be difficult for you. So when I say this, man, and when I look back and when I talk to people about these situations, and it's very critical that you take your life serious. Reason being because, man, you make a mistake of playing around just for a good time, not looking ahead. And nothing's wrong with having a good time. Don't think I'm saying you can't have a good time. But know exactly your limits and how far you're gonna take it. Like, especially dating certain people. I mean, that can really leave a scar on you. Friendships as well, that can leave a scar on you. Surrounding yourself around the wrong people can leave a scar on you. Wrong business partners can leave a scar on you. And I'm gonna take it to another level as far as men and women as they get older dating. I mean, you never know what a person's mindset is, and this is important for you to figure out. Like, I'm gonna say with men and women. For a man, you're looking for something serious with a woman, and she wants to play around. She's not taking you serious, or she just doesn't know any better. Unfortunately, fellas, every woman isn't marriage material. They're just not. And ladies, every man isn't marriage material. And you might be looking for something serious, ladies, but you wasting time with a guy that want to play all day. I'm saying all day. It never ends. And nothing wrong with people that want to do that. That's their life. They can do it. But you, the other party that wants something solid, you got to understand, you got to vet this person to see where they're taking this. You're not going to be able to change their mind. They are who they are. You can't change people. You just can't. And I know that people get emotionally attached and they want someone and they like them a lot and they want them to change, and they look at the potential they might have. You got to look at what they're showing you in the present. And also in these friendships, how one-sided the friendships can be. Like you cheer for your friends' wins and they don't cheer for your wins. And even when you do win, you're hearing crickets all the time. Like, you got to recognize what situations you're putting yourself in, and a lot of people aren't paying attention to. Like I said before, I mean, you can't. This is where peers and parents come into place with adolescents. Our job is to teach them, guide them, instill morals and values, show them the way. Otherwise, they're going to be all over the place. And sometimes some people got to fall on their face to learn. Some people just are wired that way. Other people, they're willing to listen. And my motto is, intelligent people are listeners. They're not people that wants to try it, and they need the trial basis. And when I say that, I'm saying they get out here, and even if they've been warned, they do it anyway. You got to ask yourself, is that really smart when you've been warned? Well, I need to see for myself. I get that. So why are you saying that? You don't trust the person that's telling you judgment? Or something within you would just you got kind of idiotic tendencies. It's hard to get that out. It's like somebody telling you don't go touch the stove. The stove hot, you go over there and touch it anyway. I mean, like, come on, man. You can clearly see it's going to be hot. Well, let me see. All right. What do you do with an individual like that at that point, man? You got to let them see for themselves, man. They just clearly showed you how their viewpoint of how they see things. So, yeah, YouTube, I woke up this morning with this on my brain. I want to share this information. I just thought about it, man. I see a lot of people out here making bad choices, and you know, as I talk to individuals, I hear them talk about these things like co-parenting, how difficult it is because they chose the wrong partner. And when you found out how they got together and how they had the kid, a lot of them got together, honestly, due to the fact it wasn't a solid foundation from the start. They were having relations. They didn't want to look bad in front of the eyes of society, so they decided to stick it out, stay together, which was a bad thing because the only thing they had in common was sex. They weren't really compatible. They didn't have the same values. They didn't have a vision for the relationship. And everything went haywire. Man, just to let y'all know, I'm still waking up here, so some of my teaching is scatterbrained. I'm just informing y'all, but I just felt to do it, so hope it just reach somebody and help them out, give them some clear perspective on an outlook to kind of protect themselves from making bad choices before they regret them down the line. But yeah, so that's all I got for today, YouTube. I'll see you in the next one.